Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, October 28th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Welcome, everybody. Please, if you are watching, hit that like button so that a lot of people can see this without your help doing that. But I'm not going to say any more. I'll let you decide later on if you want to hit the like button. If you like what I do, you can hit the like button. I'm not going to waste my time asking you to hit it. You know, a ton during this, but I will ask you later on after you get a feel of what I do. So, make XRP great again. Welcome in, and I'm appreciative that you like the headline because we all know what time it is. Smashing in Texas says, Bloop hit the likes before video. You know what time? Yes, indeed. Before the show, thank you for that. JW, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Mark Caston, good evening, along with UK Phil. Thank you both for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Angel, welcome. It's going, you know, it's going. Syrian, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Jorge, good evening. Thanks for being a very trusted mod along with Syrian and being in Tom's Army for your 2nd month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Yes, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and join the 26,000 or 27. It's weird. 27,600 plus subscribers. I'd greatly appreciate that. But I think we all know what time it is right now. We're getting close to the 1 billion escrow dump that happens every single month on the 1st. That would be Friday this week, which means now we have to set up that exact move. It would seem to me you would start to have this rise up, you know, it's a day or two in advance, and then it leads into the day before, or you start to finish that and start to correct on the day of, you know, just before, not necessarily the day of, leading into it. So maybe the prior 12 hours, it starts to correct. But there's always, and it's happened every single month, almost on cue. Now, you never know. You don't know what happens right. It feels like it's going to happen at this moment, like we're going to try to make some separation to here. But you never know. It could come back down here. It could overzealously drop. It could, you know, it could do something. But it did grab liquidity here, which makes it, in this 4-hour candle, the fact we got a liquidity candle and came back down here and supported this uptrend is what makes me like, okay, you know, it did come back down here. It's playing through the formation here. And now it's just a matter of holding this formation. If it holds the formation, this is going to have the carryover. And I haven't even measured this necessarily out from here as it's come across. But I know we've got a measurement right now at 53.3 cents is the daily time frame 20-day rejection on the death cross. And then we are, and then we have the 200-day in the 2 hourly, which is just above that at about 53.5. Or wait a minute, I might have said it backwards. So the 2 hourly, I did say it backwards. The 2 hourly, oh, actually, you know what? No, I think they're both in the same area now. That's what it is. So 53.20 roughly for the 200-day resistance on the 2-hour time frame. And then if you go into the daily, the 20-day resistance, I guess it is that. It's at about 53.40. So it's a little bit higher. And that's the death cross rejection point. So, I mean, it kind of feels like, you see how we came through here, we got the rejection, came rejected, and then we fell. Usually you'll keep coming up and then continue to fall if it's not meant to go up. The only thing here is, and it's something that I've seriously been paying attention to, and all of you have if you've been watching, this possibility that this is that W reversal. If this is that W reversal off of here, and that's the 2018 resistance line that's been acting as support for about a month and a half, 2 months now. And if this made this massive W, we could be in the midst of this pull up here, and then it's either a rejection at the neckline or the rising channel, even if it gets a little bit higher over 55. But right now I've got this little drawn out here. As long as it doesn't invalidate this daily candle here, and that's down at about 51 cents. As long as it keeps using this, you would have a technical breakup that targets that 53.35 area. In the daily, what you're looking for is the close over that last daily candle at 51.72 and confirm the reversal candle. Because yesterday, it showed a beautiful reversal, and now it seems to be playing off of it. And now if it does it appropriately, you would want to break this. And then if you know, it would start to play up now. So you're just looking for a close at minimum over that 51.73 area. But you're really looking for a little bit of a push here. Bitcoin's up 2.5%. Bitcoin, for anybody who's been paying attention, you know, to the content, a lot of people, you know, they come and go. But if you've been paying attention religiously, you would know the targets. You would know what we have set up. We have a short target right now on the bull flag is 73,865. We've also got the mid-range target on this broadening, or this megaphone pattern on the cup and handle, on the handle side of it, that would get you to 78,609 on the first part of it. But ultimately, it could get you all the way up to 86,000 if it plays true from the back end where it widens. So I like to take two measurements from where it started and then where the widest gap is so that we can have it. And then the bull flag that was set up as the short target. So we know we have a cup and handle formation, and the actual cup and handle target, if it played out appropriately, and it's starting to break out right now, so that's why it's getting interesting, would be 115,000. Now, obviously, you could have a fake out all the way up to 86, and then it breaks back down, does some kind of big double bottom, or just falls through. So you never know if it's going to play true, but these are the first targets. So the fact that Bitcoin's pushing 70K, there's strong liquidity zones around 72 and 73. So would I be surprised if it played up there? No. No. I wouldn't. The only thing is you know, what happens in the end of this? Like, what happens when it gets up to its first set of targets? Like, if it does continue to push here, it's still got a healthy amount, but we're going to have to take that 70K. That's the first area. So, and I think it's just a matter of time as we're at the escrow dump part for Ripple. So I think it's just a matter of time before XRP comes up and does its routine rally that it usually does. It usually does about 7 to 10% leading into the escrow dump. And what do I always say? It's not even that it's really rallying. It usually just takes a drop point, rises up right before, and then it ends up dropping again. And I've heard this argument from a lot of people. Tom, you know, Ripple hasn't dumped XRP on the market since 2017 or 2019. Like, who makes this stuff up? Did Ripple say this? If they did, like, how naive are we? Like, listen, everybody. The fact that they do 1 billion Ripple a month, Ripple dumps 1 billion XRP per month back into the market. That's how it works. That is going into the total circulating supply of XRP. That's absolutely being dumped on the market. So I don't care what anybody says, they're dumping it on the market. Even if it's only 200 million, how do we think that the total supply expands? If they haven't dumped on the market since 2019, the circulating supply wouldn't have went up since 2019. Let's think a little bit. You know, let's think a little bit. Let's not listen to what some tool says on YouTube or on social media, or who's trying to lie to you and make money off of you. Like, how do you think the circulating supply has gone up since 2019? It didn't happen because of Houdini. It didn't happen because of it just happened. The circulating supply didn't just end up, you know, printing itself. It had to be printed into existence in some way. Somebody had to do it. That supply is there. So just think a little bit. It's like with our US dollar, with any country you live in, because your currency is just as shitty as ours, because it's not real money. How do you think the money supply expands? They print it. Why do you think we pay more at the grocery store? The money supply expanded. It's simple philosophy, but they'll tell you everything that Tom, Dick, and Harry would, just to get you to think that they're right and to make you want to blame somebody else. But if we have the facts straight, we know what happens every single month. Ripple dumps 1 billion tokens onto the market. Traditionally, it pumps 7 to 10% right before it. Everybody loses their shit right when the tokens get released. By some way, some miracle, there's always some bad news that comes out, conveniently. Last month, it just happened to be the appeal from the SEC right after the price pumped. And the escrow, they just happened to talk about it right after the dump. So I started to follow the track and the trend. In the last, like, 6 months, I've made a lot of money leading into it, and so has the community who has been listening. And I talk very, very closely, just because we know Ripple is going to do what it's going to do. We know XRP is going to do what it's going to do. And right now, as long as it doesn't lose the integrity, this is looking like it's getting ready to play out. And that's why I talked about when I did my update earlier, when I was at my son's appointment, as long as we don't lose the integrity here at like 51.10, and we already bounced down here. That's why, yeah, I suppose you could try to wait for another hit here if you were going to make some kind of like leverage or something. But the fact it already hit right here makes it interesting to think that, is it even going to come all the way back and try to tap this again? Now, if it breaks this structure, could it be invalidated? Possibly. But if you're asking me what I'm seeing and what I'm thinking we're in a bull flag right now in the short term. Like, even if you connect it from here to here, that's a traditional bull flag setup here. It's not, that's not technically a, I guess you could say, oh, well, I guess maybe you have a rising channel, but I'm not, I just feel like we're getting to that time of the month where maybe there is a correction first and then it has the push up. But we know we're coming to that time. So I want to make sure that we're all on the same page here. Especially if you're going short here. This would be the most dangerous time of the month to go short. For the fact that we've already had a drop. If we didn't have that drop to 48 cents, I'd be like, you know, we could have a premature dump. But we've already had that premature dump. See how it happened about a week before the escrow? Yeah, VELO's looking great. I'm a little disappointed, honestly. I wish I would have, I wish I would have paid a little more attention, but I'm hoping beyond hope that this is just a short-term move for the whole market, and then it comes back down a little bit, but you never know, you know. But leading into the election should be the time of a little bit of momentum, and that again lines up good for XRP as far as the Ripple, you know, the dump goes. But where it happens, how it happens, the exact moment it happens, you know, that's the unknown. The true unknown is we don't know when it can exactly happen. But look what Bitcoin's doing. Generally, when Bitcoin does this, XRP's gearing up for its little part of its move. Oh yeah, I didn't even check to see how many people were in here. Only 56 people in here. Wow. See, I'm really getting hammered by the YouTube algorithm lately. It's been hard. You know, my audience hasn't exactly been doing me any favors by hitting the like button, but that's okay. Some of you do. Some of you are very dedicated. But the recommendations have gone down because the content's just not being circulated as much, and that's okay. You know, we'll be going into some different things here soon, so I'm looking forward to the future. Some people are giving up, and that's okay. You know, that's okay. But I don't have a lot of time here this evening. I just wanted to come on and touch base and do the live. You know, it's not going to be an hour. It might be 20 minutes. I don't know, because I have to go to an orchestra concert for the 17-year-old in a little bit. Yeah, no, that's the point. No one's going to get the notifications from YouTube. You know, the only way YouTube even attempts to pass those out in any kind of way is if somebody actually is hitting the like button, and they'll pass it on to the ones who are, because it'll pop up in your news feed more. That's why I say if you hit the like button, it'll pop up in more news feeds. But yeah, YouTube does me no favors at all. That's unfortunate, but it's the truth. And I can try to share it over and over and over, but it never, and I'll do it myself, but it never ever will share it with the audience for some reason. And it's quite a shame. It's quite a shame. But, you know, that's okay. There's never anything that comes easy. You always have your trial and error. So, trading with J-Ride, thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP 589 Moon badge. I mean, the XRP 5 Diamond Hands badge. And also sending a $10 donation. Those have been very hard to come by this month, which, again, do I blame the audience? No. Not at all, because, let's face it, when the market ain't moving, my pocket isn't a given, right? Isn't that kind of how it goes? So, but I want to know, from anybody who's watching right now, what do you see in front of you? Do you see what I'm seeing? Do you see a potential move up here with this escrow, or are you seeing something different? I would love to know. I would love to know. I need to know. I crave to know. I must know what you're thinking. And there might not be 100 people in here, but there's enough. And, you know, I might have done myself a disservice. And thank you, Brian, for the $5 donation through Cash App. That means a lot to me. I know I did myself a disservice because I just did that update at my son's therapy like an hour ago. So, you know, I know it's going to make it harder for it to pass my content. But I really wanted to come on. And I knew I only had like 20 or 30 minutes, but I still wanted to come on. Small rally, then dump. Yeah, we need to know. Yep. So, but it's I can't help what I'm seeing here. I feel like, you know what, in my own personal time, maybe I'll make this juicy. Maybe I'll take out a 10x trade on my own personal time, because I don't do the copy trading because of all the fees that BLOFIN was charging. Like, it was out fucking outrageous. In BITUNIX, I took out a $1,000 10x trade just to see the difference, because I was being charged a lot of money on BLOFIN, as some of you were, and it literally charged me $3 freaking. I was so pissed. I did a $100 50x trade. It charged me a $1 fee. I was getting charged $8 for a $100 50x on BLOFIN. For a $400 10x trade, I got charged like $11 on. So I'm actually curious on how much it would be. Hold on, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna actually take this trade out just so that I can see how much it is on, hold on. I'm gonna do it right now, and I'm gonna have a pretty healthy stop loss so that I can at least ride if it comes back down to this uptrend. Hold on, let's see. So, sometimes, and I gotta be careful before I take the trade out, because sometimes, and I'm gonna teach somebody something right now, sometimes we over anticipate. And what ends up happening is this rising channel must be honored. And what it's really telling us, and this is what I think could be happening here, so hold our horses. Sometimes it's just telling you, hold on, we got to exhaust some of this wick here now, because we had this exhaustion wick, we had this pull down, so now it's going to have to make the double bottom here. So I think what it's telling us is, instead of taking it out just now, maybe, that if we're reading this right, it might come down like 3% real quick before the escrow. And then it might solidify that 49.83 bottom. So that's the only risk right now to taking it out now. That's the only risk to taking it out now. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. That doesn't mean that I can't check to see the parameters and see if it'll tell me how much all this would cost. So let's see, a $500 10x. Open long, let's see. No, it won't tell me the fee until it's long. So, and the other thing is, you know, if I do a $500 trade here, I would not have a stop loss. I would just, you know, I would just have to do it by eye. I would, so I don't know. I'm in the middle though. I'm in the middle because I'm not sure if that's what it's telling us. I'm really not. Because it could just as easily go up from here. But I have a strong suspicion that there's a reason why it's in a rising channel right now. So, you know, I want to make sure that I don't over jump the gun, because you always want to buy in on a drop. So if I'm going to buy leverage trade, just remember these principles. You want to buy the drop. So if I think this is an actual bull flag, what if I'm being honest with my audience, what generally happens? They garner liquidity right before the jump. So would I be surprised to see something like this to do this? No. Actually, I'd be encouraging that to happen. Doesn't it look like with this long consolidation, it might be trying to build? Unless this was the V right here. Ooh, maybe. But I think it would make more sense to do something like that. Ah, what do I know? Maybe it won't. I'm just speculating with myself. So, I'm just speculating with myself. So that's what I'm thinking, folks. That's why I wanted to come on. I'm up against it time-wise, but that is exactly why I wanted to come on. Because I wanted to talk about this exact scenario. So, it's either it can jump out or it's going to come down. I mean, it's tough, because I could also say, you know, Tom, you put that little resistance too high, but then again, you know, You never quite can tell, can you? So let me clone this. And then what if it was actually like this? What if that's the actual formation that's being set up in front of us? And then now we're back up to the resistance. See, that's what probably... So then we overanalyzed it. And it should actually be something like this. And then that means our drop should be something, you know... It could be anywhere between 49.8. And this is why I like to get all the evidence in front of me so I can see what I'm looking at in case of a bullish hold. Or 50.34 roughly. It's something like that. And I don't know. It could very well bounce out right now, but that is what I'm seeing. And I'm going to give you everything that I see in front of me and what would make me hesitant about opening it at this exact spot. Even though Bitcoin's up 2.3%, it would lead me to believe that XRP would continue to consolidate on this candle. And then it would do its nice rally on the next, or maybe the one at it. Just, we got to watch this. We just got to watch it. So, you know, I hope everybody's understanding, but I have to go because I have to get to the orchestra thing. I just wanted to come on. I'm glad we can do 20 minutes, and hopefully tomorrow we can do more. It's just very busy time for us right now. And then with the 17-year-old graduating this year, can't miss anything. You know, you got to do everything. Always did anyhow, but you can't miss anything, especially the last year. So be cautious, and then be ready for the post or the pre escrow dump rally. I'm just saying. So that's what I'm looking at initially. And then hopefully I can do an update when I get home tonight. I should be home around 8:30. So I'll see how the market's doing, and then I'll see what I can do. So have a blessed evening, everybody. And I'm sorry I had to end this so soon, but I know most of you